Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this Move, Sweat and Suffer podcast with your host, Joe Hotai. And I'm privileged today to have Mr. Still in the Game himself, Tony Hands. Mate, thank you very much for being on the podcast and welcome. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic, my friend, and thank you for having me. I'm really appreciated that you have me on the podcast. I'm
Oh,
fantastic,
man.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, oh, that's great to hear that you're doing well. And, mate, privilege is mine to have you on the podcast. I want to dive straight into a couple of things.
yeah,
So, correct me if I'm wrong, you're 57 years young, is that right?
correct. Yeah, 57.
And you obviously have a strong, you're extremely fit from what I can see, and just the work and the output that you put out there is inspiring to say the least.
Thank
And
you,
so
thank
with
you.
regards to your training history, like tell us a bit more about you and what you do and or what you've done. What's been your training history to bring you to this point whereby you're still only young, and
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just in terms of other people that are maybe not in their 50s, they look at that and go, well, far out, how's this guy able to do all of that stuff? Can you give us a bit of a rundown of your training history, please,
Yeah,
Tony?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I probably started training when I was about 16.
Yeah,
Um, and I started lifting weights when I was 16, okay? Just
right.
at home and stuff. I bought sort of weight set and I was doing a lot of weights, a lot of press ups, a lot of squats. And I kept doing that for a few years. I got hooked on it and I loved it because I just like keeping fit. I was used to see my dad doing press ups and a few squats. So you kind of planted that in my head.
Yeah,
Just keep busy, look after the body. And then was about 18, I joined a boxing club in London where I'm
right.
from. And I stayed there for a year. Me and my brother joined it together. So that was really good. Got some good skill there. We got tested in the ring, a lot of
Mm,
sparring. And then I left that when I was 19 because what happened was my parents are from this country, Ireland, okay? And they
yeah,
left here in the 60s and went to London. Um, and then I was born in London, and same as my brother. He's 5 years younger than me. And
right.
then we moved here. I was 19 and he was 15 because he's 4 years younger, I think it is. And we moved to here. I've been here ever since. So that was back in 1983. Um,
Wow, back
yeah,
in
yeah. So a long
1983.
time, Joe, mate, a long time. So I've been
Yeah,
here since. So yeah, it's a great. I like living here. But getting back to the training. So when
yeah,
I came here, then 19, I carried on with the weights and the body weight stuff. Did that for a long time. Did that right through more or less. Do you know what I mean? In and out of gyms a lot, but I always every day I always did squats. I always did press ups. Did pull ups if I could all throughout. So really, it's like from 16 to 57, more or less stayed on that train the whole way through, doing something. Not always in the gym, like a
yeah,
lot of stuff at home, press ups, pull ups, dips, dips between two chairs if I have to, whatever. I just improvise. You know what I mean? So that's
yeah.
no problem. So yeah, I mean, and then I met my wife Geraldine, I call her. Yeah, met her here. She's an Irish girl and we got married then in 88, 1988, which was a few
Wow,
years ago, mate. Yeah.
man. Yeah, just a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed, pal. Yeah. So we got married in 88 and I bought my first house. I think it was in 1986 I bought my first house. So I was only like 20, 22 years old, right? And then I sold that house and we had twins in
Wow.
1992, right? Two boys.
Yep.
Uh, yeah. My personality is I always go in full on. You probably know that from my videos, yeah?
Yeah, can see
Okay,
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I go straight at it, straight for the juggler. And so, typical me, I had the two kids in 92. I bought because I'm a taxi driver by trade. That's what I do.
Right.
I've been driving a taxi since 1991.
Wow. Well, we're going to come back to that. Sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, yeah, long time. So I've been driving a taxi that long since I've been here since 91. I'd kind of do things together. So what I did was in 90, the kids were born in 92. I bought a taxi license in 1992, which was a lot of money, more or less like another mortgage. Then
Wow.
I bought a house, a second house in 94, and then bought a new car in 94. So I had two kids, new mortgage, car loan, new taxi license loan. So, I'm juggling all of this shit like
Yeah.
full on. Do you know what I mean? I'm only what
Yeah.
age am
Yeah.
I? Yeah, 92, I was um 30, whatever, 32 years old, yeah. 28, sorry, 28, yeah. I was 28 and I just took all this on at the same time. But, I'm glad I did, because all of that now is, I was young when I took all that on, so I could handle all that, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm 57 now, and because I've kind of kept myself well, it's
Yep.
just in my nature to look after the body. It's just, I've always done it. Do you know what I mean? Never smoked. I like a few beers
Yep.
at the weekend and stuff, but it's just in my nature to look after the machine, as I call it, because that's what it is. If you look after this, it's going to serve you well, And
Yeah.
if it does,
Great
if you get,
advice.
if something happens and you get, a disease, or you get sick, that's fair enough. It's not from the want of trying to look after the body. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not thinking I shouldn't have smoked, or I shouldn't have drank. But I've done none of that. I like a drink, as I said, but I just always looked after the body. Simple as that.
Yeah. Where did that stem from, this desire in you to want to always look after the body? Was that just from seeing your dad
No,
growing
not
up,
at all.
or
No.
no?
Yeah, it's a little bit from that, but what it's to do with is, you know, why do stuff that's going to damage you?
Mm,
What's the point in that? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When you get a
Yeah.
taste of looking after the body, eating well, doing the training, okay, that just spills over into every single part of your life. Gives you discipline, gives you motivation, makes you feel on top of the world. Like, for instance, if you know yourself, you're always training. You're in good shape, you're in good nick. You're going out for a few beers. You've just done a session that day. You get some clothes on. You look the business. You feel fantastic. You look around you, and there's a lot of people there, and you know that they're not doing nothing because they look like crap. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you choose. It's up to you. You can get busy and look after yourself health wise and reap all the benefits that gives you psychologically, mentally, right across the board. And that'll spill over to your relationship with your family, with your kids, everything in life. Plus, you can have, if you're in good nick and good shape, and you've taken care of yourself, that's what a man should be doing anyway, to be honest, because you're here, you got your family, and it's your job to look after your family. And you don't know what's going to blow up in your face at any given time through any day of a 7-day week of through the month of the year. And you've looked after yourself. You've practiced maybe a few martial arts, or you've dipped your toe in a few things like that. Then it gives you that confidence, and it gives you that awareness just to be switched on when you're out and about, especially with your family, because it's your job to look after them. So that's the way my mind works.
Yeah.
And plus, see, it's spilling over to that, and it's just making you, you just feel like, you train every day. There's nothing beats it. It's unreal. I always, people that haven't tried it, I say, listen, try it, because until you try it and stick with it, people don't want to do the hard stuff. A lot of people, I'm not speaking for everyone, but there's a lot of people that don't want to do the hard stuff, and they'll try it for 2 weeks. Nah, it's not for me. It's just laziness and not wanting to step outside their comfort zone. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Great points, man. I love the rawness and the honesty coming through in you, and I think that's going to really resonate with people. It's resonating with me. It puts a big smile on my face. So
yeah. Do you
I
know what?
appreciate you.
This is my first podcast. Obviously, listen, I'm on YouTube since January the 11th. Okay, all
Of
right.
this year, right?
So it's of this year. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. So like, it's all brand new for me. I've been driving a
yeah,
taxi for 30 years, integrating with people, interacting with people from all over the world. Love it.
yeah,
Every nationality going. Great chats about where they're from and stuff like that. Because being self-employed,
yeah,
which is what I am. It's my own taxi. Because I'm not the sort of person that could work for anybody.
yeah.
I couldn't be told what to do, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Honestly, the only person that's going to tell me what to do is two ladies. Is my wife, yeah, and
yeah.
I've got a little Maltese terrier here who
You want to
don't
bring it
tell me
onto the
this is
camera?
it. Don't tell me wife this, but I don't know who's my favourite. But don't say nothing. Hold on.
Well, we won't tell her. We'll keep that quiet, eh?
Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Here's a little
Where's the
Maltese
little
terrier
Maltese
for you.
terrier?
Little Maltese. See that? There she is.
Look at it. Yeah.
Maltese terrier.
Beautiful.
Don't be fooled by her fluffy looks. Because she's a terrier, she take the ankles off you in a split second.
And how old is the terrier?
We have her since she was 10 weeks. She's
10
7 years
weeks.
old. 7, yeah.
Yeah. And can I just ask, your twins, were they, did you say you had twin boys or one
Twin
of
boys.
each?
Twin
Sorry?
boys.
Oh, twin boys.
Yeah, I
Twin
just
boys,
have to let the
man.
dog out. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, no worries.
Go. Yeah, sorry, Joe, mate. Yeah, twin boys. Twin
No,
boys.
that's all right. Twin boys. And what do they do with themselves? What are they up to?
They're good lads, my two boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is works for a company called Workday, which is a big
Yep.
computer company from America,
Right.
and they have a big
Wow.
office here, about 1,000 employees. He works for them for the last 4 years because
Yep.
he did computer science in college.
Yep.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, he has a fantastic job, really, really good job.
Awesome.
But I mean, listen, you don't get nothing in life for free, and
Yeah.
he has that job because when he was studying for that, he used to get up at 5 in the morning before he even went to college, just to keep track of all the studying he had to do. His dedication is his focus is unreal. So hence he got that job. They seen that in him, because he's just a very focused young lad. And as I
Hard
say,
working too, by
it's
the
a
sounds of
well-paid
things.
job. He just got a promotion last week.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Yeah, and he's just funny enough. He's a busy lad. He's got 2 kids, so I'm a granddad.
Oh, wow, brilliant, man. That's awesome. And a granddad as well. And so are both your boys working at the same place, or that's one of them and the other one works somewhere else?
Yeah, that's Karl is the one I'm talking about, right? Karl.
Right. Cool.
He's got two kids. He's got Logan, a boy, okay, and
Yep.
he's got Skylar, baby daughter. So
Beautiful.
yeah, 2 girls, a boy and a girl, should I say? And he bought a house let me see, 22 last year. He bought his house last year. The only reason he could buy that house was because he lived with me for a little bit, and he lived with
Yeah.
his girlfriend for a bit. And he's the sort of lad that he knew he had to save a lot of money because the property is expensive here. And
Yep.
he wouldn't even buy himself a coffee for 3 years outside. And he likes his coffee because he's thinking, okay, 350, 4 quid a coffee. I'll do whatever it takes to get every single penny to get that house. And he did. That's my book. That's focus. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he's willing to
100%.
sacrifice everything for the end goal, which was the house. And now he's in the house a year, and I think it's gone up about 40 grand in the last year. It makes no difference as where he is. He's got his family there, so he's happy out there. He's loving it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so that's Karl, eh? Is Karl the older one? Did he come out first?
No, Lee is my other lad, and he's 2 minutes older.
2 minutes older.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And has Lee given you and your wife Geraldine grandchildren as well?
No, he hasn't. He's too selfish.
He's investing in himself at the moment, eh?
I'm only kidding you, mate. Yeah, he's a great lad. He left the house in January 21, and he went to Dubai.
Oh wow, yeah, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So he's living over there, right?
Yeah, he's similar to Karl. Good focus the two of them have. He went to Dubai knowing nobody,
Yeah,
and he set up a business there, an online business. He had it set up here before he went. Just started to set it up, and then he went there
yeah.
and just built it. He's an online PT and a coach.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay,
Awesome.
yeah, and he's built a really good business up in the last year. Really, really good business. He's got a lot of clients, and he's very motivational guy, and he's got
Yeah.
he's become a very good coach. He's not just about the physical part. He's tapped into the mental game. It's all combined. So he's doing very well over there. He's got a lovely apartment there, and he just met an English girl over there last year as well. So
Yeah,
he's
right.
happy. Yeah, he's good.
Awesome. And how about your sweetheart? We've spoken about the boys and a couple of grandchildren, Logan and Skylar, I think you mentioned were your
Yeah.
granddaughter's names. What does your sweetheart do when she's not maintaining the home and looking after you?
Yeah, well, you're always on about my skincare regime. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
We were going to come into that, so this is perfect.
Yeah, because I'm looking at you and I'm thinking you need a lot of cream, buddy.
You're not wrong. I
tell you
think
what.
it needs more than that.
I'll give you a few tips, but it might take a while, so we'll do it after this call, okay?
All right, all right. Offline, that'd be good.
Offline, pal, yeah. No. My wife's a beauty therapist.
Right,
Yeah.
that explains it.
Exactly. So for years she's bringing home creams for all sample creams for men. You're here, there you go. They're just try that, try that, try that. But even without that, I'm the sort of fella that I kind of I would have been buying my stuff myself anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you got
right.
to look after the body, but you got to look after your good looks if you're blessed with
You
them.
want to look the business, eh?
Yeah. If you're blessed with good looks, then look after them. Do you know what I'm saying? So there you go.
I like it, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because that sort of segues into the next piece, which came from Lee as well. About he dubbed you the Cliff Richard of
Yeah.
the burpee community,
Yeah.
and asked if we spoke about it last catch up. My last catch up with him was about if there's any new albums coming out.
Yeah. Well, Cliff Richard is not somebody. He said it himself in the podcast. He will not be happy being associated with Cliff Richard, and he's on the money there, mate. Cliff Richard is not somebody that I would ever associate myself with. Nothing wrong with the fella, but he's a little bit too soft for me. You understand? All right.
Yeah, I understand. You know now that's just going to cause Lee to jump on and add more comments on your channel.
Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. No problem. No, I'll be kind of more tuned in and tapped into guys like Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson, yeah.
Yeah, people like that.
Nice.
Oliver Reed. Have you heard of Oliver Reed?
I've heard the name. What's Oliver Reed been in?
He's an actor. Yeah, he's a British actor.
Yeah.
He's dead now, but he was a hellraiser, an absolute lunatic, but a great actor, but a massive alcoholic. But a real character.
Yeah, right.
So I kind of like guys like that, Bronson characters, Oliver Reed, people like that. Richard Harris, you know who Richard Harris is? Richard Harris is, yeah?
No, I don't.
He's an
Try and
old actor. I keep forgetting you're called the elder of the community, aren't you?
Yeah, TGE, the great elder. I've
You're
been
the
dubbed
great
by
elder,
Busy
but I'm
Dad.
throwing names at you that you don't know because you're too young.
That's it. That's it.
So it must make me the granddad of the community.
Charles Bronson was the only name out of those that I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
great,
no, those.
great actor. Great actor.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I want to ask, do you do what Busy Dad does when he goes to weddings? Or so I want to reference your taxi and drive in with all these different people that you have the opportunity to meet and connect with. Do you pull up on the side anywhere or get them to teach them the Navy SEAL burpee or a 6-count burpee by any chance as part of their fare? Well, pull up on the side, or maybe before they hop in, like put their bags in, and before they can get a ride, they've got to demonstrate and do a few reps or anything.
No, I'll tell you what I did do recently before COVID kicked in. I'm on the way to the airport with two American guys, about 35 years old. We're chatting.
Yeah.
They're into their fitness. They were telling me they either go to the gym, and we're back and forward. We're chatting it's about a 30-minute ride. It was a nice ride. We're chatting away about training, about different aspects of training. And one of the lads, we were talking about press-ups as well in that, and he was saying, how many press-ups can you do? And I can do this. And I get to the airport, and he says, let's see how many you can do. I reckon I can do more than you. Says to me. Okay. Yeah. So we get out the car. Now, you got to picture the scene. We're on the departure road at the airport. There's loads of people taking cases out, taxis everywhere. So I get out the car, lift the cases out for the two guys. The two of us get down on the ground and we're whacking out press-ups. A lot of people are looking over, what's going on? There's a couple of taxi lads I know, they're looking at me thinking, well, he's going to win that fucking one, that's for sure. So I think I got, as far as I can remember, I think I knocked out about 66 and he died at about 49. So there you go.
That's awesome. Now the rules of that, did he have to pay double if he lost?
Now, you know what, mate? He already gave me a 20 quid tip, so I wasn't going to rub it in.
Oh, did he?
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good of him. Yeah, no, awesome. Well, I'm not surprised you beat him in there. There you go. There's a tip for those that might watch this podcast and that end up. Actually, that's a good point. How do people contact you specifically with regards to your taxi? Is it under your name? Is it a specific link or separate business? How does that work, Tony?
Tell you how it works. No, I'm not linked anywhere, but most of the people,
Right.
I have a fairly decent client list that I've built up over the years. and they
Yeah,
would just
gotcha.
have my number, they'd ring me. Do you know what I'm saying? But you see,
Yeah.
the taxi game has changed now. Years ago, you have a two-way radio in the car, and you would just
Yep.
the base controller would give you the jobs. Now, obviously, it's all on the apps on your phone, so it's much more streamlined and quick. So there's a lot of work
Gotcha.
on the apps, and then I have clients that ring me when they come in from different parts of the world and stuff, and I drive them around. You know what I mean? So yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Man, and you've been doing this, so just coming back a bit,
Just
you
bear with me one sec. The dog has to come in, and she's queen of this house, so I'll let her in. Hold on a
I,
second.
I did hear the barking. Go on.
In, in,
Crack up.
in.
This is true. He is under the thumb, or under the paw in this case.
Yes, indeed. Well, I'll put it this way: I'm quite. People are jealous of me where I live because I'm the only guy where I live that sleeps with two women.
How does how do the women feel about that?
They love it.
Hard case. And so, hey, sorry, I was going to ask you about, or I want to ask you about the taxiing. So obviously, that's a really hectic time of your life. You'd already brought one home, then you've like essentially taken out another mortgage to get your taxi license and get a new car, and
Yeah,
you're married, recently married, and all that sort of stuff, and you've got a whole bunch of things happening.
yeah.
What was it? How come did you choose the taxi pathway or career in terms of what you do purely because you knew that you could have that autonomy to be your own boss essentially?
Yeah. Yeah, a
Yeah.
few
Okay.
points. To be my own boss, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I can control what I want to earn. So if I want to do extra hours, I can just do the extra hours.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Also, at that time, this was early 90s, it was a good business to get
Yeah.
into because it was a busy time. So there was money to be made if you're willing to work hard at it. So, for
Yeah.
those few years when I had taken everything on together, I was out there 70, 80 hours a week, every week, you know,
Yeah.
for
Gotcha.
a few years. Like, but I didn't mind to because I knew I was fast tracking my way at 28. So when I was about 40, I'd be halfway through my mortgage, and so I was fast tracking everything, and I'm still a young man instead of doing it
Yeah.
late in life. That's why I was glad I had my lads at 28 because, it's a great age because I could still do all the stuff with them, sports wise, physical wise, all the way through. In fact,
Yeah.
uh, they won't even join me in the garden because they say, no,
Yeah. I was gonna say. I was gonna ask you.
they won't. They won't. I've asked them, but they say, "Nah, we're okay, Dad. You carry on." They won't do it with me, but there you go.
You do some for us, Dad.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But the funny thing is,
Man.
years ago, when they're about 17, I'm training in my garden for years, and they'd be looking out the window saying, "Dad, take it easy, will you? Come back up and relax. We're just up here now watching TV, and take it easy." And I just look at them and smile, and I carry on. So it's always been that's just they used to see me doing this for forever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
and then funny thing is, it's like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree because they've seen this for so long, and I knew it was going to eventually the penny would just drop in their brain. And when they were about 17 and a half, they were itching to get into some sort of martial art, which is brilliant
Yeah.
because I was kind of steering them towards that in a certain way. Because I used to watch a lot of boxing. I love boxing, martial arts, Muay
Yeah.
Thai, all that. So I brought Lee down to a boxing club near where we live, and he joined that, and he was in that for a year and a half, and I think he had 13 fights, and he won 11 of them. He was very, very good. He was. And
That's
then I brought
awesome.
Karl. Short a few weeks later, he wanted to do his own thing, so we went down to a Muay Thai boxing club. The two of us went down. He was 17, 18. I was 46, I think it was. So we're driving down. We get to the Thai boxing club, and he didn't know I'd put my sports bag in the car, right? His was in the front.
Yeah.
I put mine in the boot. And we get there, and he gets out. We have a look what's going on. This thing has started already, and the boss man is there that runs the gym. He says, "Yeah, if you want to jump in, get changed, jump in." So Carl said, "Dad, I'm going to jump in. I'll see you in a while." I said, "Relax, I'm jumping in as well." Yeah. So the two of us joined, and I stayed there for 2 years, and I joined when I was 46. Obviously, I was the oldest geezer
Wow.
there. All the other dads had dropped the kids and just get in the car and go. I think it was the only dad that actually got stuck in, and it was the only guys like father and son. There was never father and son there before. So I stayed there
Oh,
for 2
right.
years, and that was SBG Gym in Dublin, yeah? And that's the
SBG. Yeah.
same gym that Conor McGregor came from.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was
Have you,
2009. And that was when McGregor,
2009?
obviously, he hadn't blew up yet. He was only
Yeah.
about 21, I think. But you could see the skill and his talent there. Yeah, I could see it myself because I've looked at boxing all my life. I could see that there. But I didn't know it
Yeah.
was going to go as big as it was. But yeah, I joined that for 2 years. I did Thai boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and a little bit of wrestling. Really enjoyed that. Karl stayed there for about 4 years, and he had 15 fights. He was on really, really took to it really well. He only lost one fight in all that time.
Wow.
But the main thing from that, Joe, the main thing I was happy that they went to that is because those two disciplines, from the army or any
Yeah.
martial art, is going to teach them, is going to give them confidence. It's going to teach them serious discipline. It's going to give them lots of motivation. It's going to also teach them that to be comfortable in their own skin. Because if you know you have a
Mm.
certain skill that you've trained at, and you're out, say you're out in the city and you're 18, 19, and there's always guys trying to prove themselves they feel inadequate in themselves and have to portray that by being a bit of a bully sometimes or looking for trouble.
Mm.
When my lads, because they've gone down those roads, I knew that they could walk away from that feeling comfortable because they would know if they had to, they'd probably knock his head off. But they don't feel the need to do that because they know their own capabilities. And that's a fantastic thing to instill in your kids from a very young age. It gives a dad the kind of a sense of ease, especially 19, 20, 21 when they're out in a big city and they're mixing with, people that age, kids that age. There's a lot of ego flying about. So it does give you a little bit
Yeah.
of sense of relaxation that your kids are switched on a little bit through their training. And also that spills over, as I said, into the discipline that goes with that.
Yeah.
Karl, with his job, the way he studied to get that job, the way he wouldn't saved his money, the way Lee has gone to Dubai and you know, just turned a small little business online, and it's starting to blow up for him now. So, yeah, I mean, I'm well proud of the two of them. You can probably hear that in me talking about
Yeah.
them. So I'm very proud of the two of them. Yeah,
That's brilliant, mate. Beautiful to hear too, and it's refreshing to hear because I think, it's nice. Oftentimes, parents are maybe a little bit reluctant to speak about their children for fear of coming across a certain way, but I think it's something that needs to and should be done more. You want to acknowledge your children, especially when they're progressing and doing things, and you can see those values and qualities that you're hoping to try to instill in them starting to come about. So that's great to hear. Really nice to hear you speaking about your boys and the great things that they're doing and have done. I just wanted to come back to that SBG gym. So did you were training there at the time when a younger Conor McGregor was training there at the gym at the time? Is that right?
yeah, he'd already been there years already. I think he joined him about 15, 16 years old. I'm not sure,
Right.
but I think it was around that.
Yeah.
So he'd already been there a long time. He was probably the best fighter in the gym at the time.
Right.
And the owner of the gym, the coach, John Kavanagh, who's his coach,
John Kavanagh.
it's his
Yeah.
gym. That was his gym. SBG stands for
Wow.
Straight Blast Gym.
Strength Blast Gym.
That's what
Beautiful.
it stands
Man,
for.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. He
Awesome.
was there, and there was another guy called Gunnar Nelson who was an
Yep. I know the
Icelandic.
name, Gunnar
Yeah,
Nelson.
he's an
Yeah.
Icelandic fighter. His game is a ground game. It's jiu-jitsu.
Ground
He's
game.
very,
Yeah.
very good at jiu-jitsu. He was, yeah.
Yep.
He fought in the UFC a couple of times, but
Yep.
not like McGregor. McGregor blew that whole thing up because of his personality as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. And this has been really nice. I know there's a lot more that we can delve into. And I really appreciate you sharing about your wife, your sweetheart Geraldine, or your two ladies that you have, and the
Yeah.
beauty therapist and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The boys, the grandchildren, which we haven't gone a lot into, but that's fine, and what they're doing, and some of your training history. I just wanted to maybe perhaps delve more into at the moment now, shift tact a little bit in and around your burpee. I wouldn't call it a journey because you've been training for such a long time, got such a rich history in the training side of things. But maybe I could start with what drove you to create your own YouTube channel, Tony? Where did that come from? And can you share with us why you chose the name Still in the Game
Yeah, yeah,
for your
sure.
channel?
Well, I'll just go back a little bit to
Yep.
2020, just the start of COVID, yeah?
Right. Yep.
Right, okay. So because I drive a taxi, COVID kicks, nothing, dead, everything gone. Um, so
Gotcha.
I'm not a person to sit around. I can't sit around and do nothing. I have to be doing something, preferably that's going to skill me up in something, add more skill.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I did, I started reading. I've not started reading. I'm always reading and such, but I just started reading more books and stuff. And then I kind of stopped work around the end of March, April. But in April, I got appendicitis, really bad. Okay, in April
Oh, bloody hell.
2020, yeah, really bad pains in my stomach. And I didn't go to the doctor. I said it'll disappear. So I didn't do nothing about it for 3 days, and I was 3 days. Oh man, bent over in a bad way. Yeah, that's just my
Yeah.
stubbornness. I wouldn't go. But on the Friday, this kicked in, I think, on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. And by Friday, I realized you better get to the doctor. Something's not right. So it goes over and he says, you're going straight to the hospital. That's appendicitis. Go
Appendicitis.
straight to the hospital, yeah. And within 3 hours, I was on the table and they were whipping out my appendicitis. Lucky enough that I went on the Friday because it might have burst, and that's a whole new ball,
Yeah.
So yeah, so that put me out of
Wow.
action for whatever it was, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I couldn't do much because in case
Wow.
the stitches would open, so I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's always ways around things, that. So I said, okay,
Yep.
no problem. Can't do nothing like push-ups or pull-ups and all that. So I went for walks and I used to climb the stairs for about a half hour non-stop up and down the stairs. So keep everything going, keep a certain fitness level there without being able to do too much on anything too strenuous.
Yep.
So after that, after that, I got back to my training gradually, and then I decided to open the laptop and I took on a digital marketing course.
Right.
Okay, something brand new to me,
Yep.
never, not used to ever been on social media, not
Yep.
on Facebook, not on no social media whatsoever, not my cup of tea. Too old for that. Not too old for that, but don't like what I see, not bothered with it. So
Yep.
so I was open up doing a digital marketing course was a bit of a kind of an eye opener, a bit of a learning curve for me. But it was good because it gave me an insight on the digital world and where everything is going. It's the industrial age is finished and everything's going online now. So either
Mm.
you jump on it or you get left behind. So I just tried to jump on that, learn as much as I could about that. They had a challenge
Yep.
on that as well. It was called the 90-day video challenge, where you upload a video about any subject, okay, um, every day for 90 days.
Yep.
Now, I'd never done any video in my life. Now, you don't have to do this in 90 days. You can take as long as you like. Most people take a year, 6 months. The odd person does it in 90 days, but typical me, because it says
That was
90
you.
days, I've got to
Yeah.
do it in 90 days.
Yeah.
So I did it in 90 days, and I was proud of that because that wasn't easy. Just coming from no social media, nothing, never doing a video myself, to be honest, and
Mm.
then knocking out a video every day for 90 days. And there was loads of times where there are days in those 90 days where I can't be asked today. Even on Christmas Day, I left the dinner table, went upstairs for 5 minutes to do a video because I wouldn't let it go. I had to do it every day, and I was proud of getting that done. So that gave me a good kind of grounding, small grounding into being
Yep.
on camera, talking into the camera, and trying to stay relaxed, not be thinking about what you look like on camera and stuff. Because that ain't easy. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy just to switch from never doing it to being on camera. So that gave me
Yeah.
good grounding. And then I opened up a PT course. I jumped on a PT course. I said to myself, well, you should have done this years ago. So, but I was so
Yeah.
busy working, driving a taxi, which I love. And then I said, I'm going to do a PT course. So I did a PT course last year as well. That's nearly finished now. There's a lot to learn on that. Um,
Yeah.
so I did that. And your question was, why did I start YouTube channel? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I like a challenge, mate. I love a challenge. So I was thinking about it for a little while, start a YouTube channel. I was throwing it in my head for a couple of months. Will I start one? So I've been looking at YouTube for, I don't know, since it started. Since it started. I can throw names at you that have been on YouTube that you might know and you might not know. Guys that I looked at
Mm.
that I taken inspiration from, motivation from. But I never
Yep.
actually, all those years ago, I never thought I'd put one up because it kind of wasn't done really. since I don't know, not just Iron Wolf, but I think Iron Wolf has opened it up because his intro might be 30 seconds and he's straight into what he's doing, and then his outro might be it might be no outro, whatever. But I think he portrayed the accessibility of do a video about you training. So what? Do you know what I mean? Because that's what he did, in the early days, and hence this community's grown so big in the last couple of years. And having the experience of a 90-day video journey as well, and jumping onto this. That's why my first video, I started talking straight away and stuff like that. I'm still bedding into this. It's still not easy. Even doing this podcast with you feels weird. Do you know what I mean? It does feel weird, because it's all kind of quick. It's moving fast. But anyway, I decided to jump on the YouTube thing. I said, why not jump on? I'm training all those years. I'm training in the garden for years, on and off. I go to the gym for maybe 6 months, and I say, I'm sick of the gym now. I'm going to start training in the garden again. When the summer comes along, I love training outside.
Yeah.
I love vitamin D. You're getting all the oxygen from the trees. It helps you sleep better at night because all that fresh air is going into your lungs. There's nothing like training outside. You know that because I see you training, I don't know, three videos a day, mate. You're unreal. You're unreal. And funny enough, a video popped up on my YouTube stream the other day, and it was you from a year ago. You're out in your garden, you're at the side of your house, and you're knocking out 500 Navy SEALs. Do you remember that video?
Yeah.
You didn't have as much hair as you do at the moment. Yeah, it was tired.
It was shorter. Yeah,
shorter. But listen, I remember looking at. I watched it for a few minutes, and you were jacked to shitter in that video. And I was thinking, you know what? If they had problems looking for somebody to take the main role of Shot Paul the movie, you could have filled in for that.
Oh, that's a stretch. That's a very big
no, mate. I'm telling you, you looked at business in that video, and look at you now. I'm thinking, where did it all go wrong?
I was just about to say that. What happened?
Yeah, what happened? What's going on? You're doing too much barbell work.
That must be it.
No, you're doing your barbell.
Or probably eating too much chocolate.
Yeah, your barbell work is awesome, my friend. Your barbell work is awesome, man. Awesome.
No, thanks, Tony. But anyway, I want to come back
really
to your question.
What's
so that answers about why you started the channel, which is awesome, and thanks for that background and insight. The title of your channel, Still in the Game.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that title?
It speaks for itself. I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
It's the obvious title. I was throwing around titles in my head. What am I going to call the channel?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to call it my name now. I've got to think of something that, means something to me. And
gotcha.
I just thought, you know what? Yeah, still in the game, because you're still in the game. You haven't left the game, more or less. I mean, I did leave the game, meaning the training when the kids...
Still bloody leading the game, mate.
Behave. I don't know about that, mate. I just listen, mate. I go out there and I do give it everything I have, because that's just me. It's like anything I do, I give it everything I have, and I'll push to my limit. It's as simple as that. And my brain will tell me, behave, pull back. But my brain knows at this stage it can't control me, and I'll just push. It doesn't matter. I'll push to my limits, and I really will push to get the best I can get out of myself, and that's what kind of excites me, keeps me alive. Do you know what I mean? So that's just my way of thinking, and still in the game. Obviously, it speaks for itself, because I'm still in the game, and I hope to be still in the game, when I'm 70, 80, and hopefully I will be. Who knows? We'll see.
I reckon you will be. And I just on that, on your training and your mentality, because it's clear it comes through. You're always pushing those limits. Is that what you're like every session? So is there ever a session where you'd be like, you know what, I'm not worried about how many reps I get. You know what, I'm not worried about, I'm just going to go for the time and I get what I get. Or, there is a time, or there's a way whereby you can reduce the intensity, I guess is the term I'm looking for. Or are you always looking every single session, if you're going to turn up, I'm going to redline the intensity every single session?
That's a problem for me. Yeah. It's a problem for me. Yeah. I don't know. It's not clever. I know it's not clever because I'm getting older and eventually something's going to break down. Do you know what I mean? But it is a problem. Yeah, I do. When I go out to my workouts, I do like to push. Even before YouTube, I
Yeah.
was doing
Yep.
iron wall routines.
Yep.
I have a few favorites. One of my favorites is an EMON, and it's the first minute is 5 pull-ups, 10 press-ups, 15 squats. Second minute
Yep.
is 10 burpees, and I rotate that for 40 minutes or rotate it for an hour without dropping one
Yep.
minute. Normally, I finish in about a minute and a half before I'm due to finish because I never wait till the end of the minute. I always like to bank those 10, 20 seconds just in case I
Yeah.
slow up through the session. So,
Yep.
like, that's one of my faves. Another one of my faves of his is 25 push-ups, 25 jump squats, 25 dips, 25 lunges each leg, 25 flutter kicks each leg, and 25
Yep.
burpees for 10 rounds. That's another one of my faves. Yeah, so when I go at that, I do go
Nice.
at them because I'm always looking for the
Yeah.
time. I'm looking to just test myself every time. Now I know what you're saying.
Yep.
I'm kind of looking forward to doing a few sessions where I'm going to just pull back a little bit. I mean, if
Yep.
I haven't done the shot caller routine yet. When I do that, I'm going to have to pull back a bit. Otherwise, I'm going to die. So I'm going to pull back a lot.
Pace, just yeah, pace yourself a
Yeah,
bit more.
yeah, yeah. But that's just, I suppose, it's just my nature. It's always, it's balls to the wall type thing, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Man, well, hey, it's working, and yeah, I'm seeing great things from you, like going from the 310 on the 6 count burpees in 20 minutes to I think your most recent one was 318, but there was one before that in terms of the PBs, right?
yeah. I've only been doing 6 counts for about 10 weeks.
Yeah, and yeah, that was the other thing. So it hasn't been long,
No, 10 weeks, 11 weeks. My first attempt at 6 counts, I got 289.
right?
Then I got 290. Then I got 295. Then I got 297. And then I got 299. And I couldn't get 300 for a while. Then I broke the 300 barrier. I think I got 306.
3.5,
Yeah,
3.6, yeah,
3.6. And then I got 3.8. And I think I got 3.10. I got
and
3.10
then
in
it's
twice.
just been going up.
Yeah.
Yep,
And then I got a 3.17 this week. Yeah. And then I come back at it 2 days
and that
later, and I got a 318,
yeah,
which was my last session 2 days ago. What day is it today? On
yeah.
Tuesday that was, yeah, Tuesday.
All right, man,
Was
that's
it?
awesome.
Sorry,
That is
Wednesday. It
incredible.
was yesterday I got the 318. So edging to the 325.
Yeah,
Slowly but surely. So when you look at it over the 10 weeks, I've gone from 289 to 318. That's good progress.
100%. Yeah.
But but those seals are a different beast.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. I just want to, there's your 6 count progression, that progress that you've made is incredible. It's awesome to see, and it is inspiring. And that's what I just wanted to try to mention to your point about always pushing yourself. Like, obviously it's working, and it's, who says, like, it's interesting because I've thought that, but when I look at you, and then when I look at also Rob Williams, Triple B,
Yeah,
always
crazy.
pushing it, always pushing it, and I think to myself, well, is it bad? Like, does there have to be a recovery session? Does it need to? And I know personally, I feel better when I just move a little bit of blood around, and
Yeah,
it's mentally less taxing and physically less taxing.
yeah,
And obviously, I think there's probably some benefits to that. But when I see the progress that you've made as an example, and Rob as well, I just think, oh, who says that you need to slow down? Like, you
yeah.
seem
No,
to be working just fine.
yeah. Nobody says you should slow down, but listen, I've been around long enough. I know I need to throw in some workouts that are a little bit more. Instead of sixth gear, pull it back to fifth or fourth. It's good. I'm
Yeah,
kind of looking forward to that. I'm going to introduce some of that definitely in the going forward. I'm looking forward to that. As I
nice.
said, the 500 Navy SEALs. I'm going to have to strategize that. Maybe I was thinking I'll try and hold 5 SEALs every minute,
Yeah,
which would get me. I think it's 1 hour 40 for 500. I don't know if I can hold that, but I was thinking I'd try. I might have to go back to
yeah,
4. But yeah, but I mean, I will incorporate some stuff that it's not always chasing big numbers and all out.
Yeah.
literally testing
Balls
yourself
to the
to the
wall.
wire. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will do that, mate. I will do that. But most of my stuff, I suppose, will be just testing, So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, awesome. All right, well, we'll jump to the Navy SEALs because, yeah, you're at your current PB now for the 10 count Navy SEALs in 20 minutes. What's that sitting at right now?
125.
125. I wasn't sure if you had hit a bit more than that because that was your most recent one, eh? 125, the
This
latest
is what
one.
I'm saying. With the 6 counts, you've gone from 289 to 318, 10 weeks. With the SEALs, the first time I did them, I got 120, which is right on the money for level 4. But
Yeah.
that's like 10 weeks ago. So in 10 weeks, I've only put 5 reps in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So
They're tough, man.
they're tough.
They're rough.
And this is what,
Yeah.
this is the thing, you see. I need to get 150. So I think to myself, where the hell are you going to plot another 25 when you're just barely holding 125? Do you know what I mean? That's going to be absolutely. That's where the long term stuff is there. I'll probably get to 6 counts maybe in the short term, but the SEALs, I'm going to have to do them so regular until they're part of my DNA, So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward and continuing to watch you on that progress and that sort of thing. And I wanted to ask you, so just on that, Lee would always ask this question, who are a couple of people, 2 or 3 people that you've got your eye on, aside from the Iron Wolves and the Moses Cuevases and that sort of thing, who are a couple of people that you like to watch and see there from a burpee perspective and jump on and follow along or that help, sort of, I guess, I wouldn't say inspire or motivate you because you're obviously self-motivated yourself, but, that make you feel a certain way to get out and train, that add to, if that makes sense, adds in a positive way to you.
Yeah. Well, listen, mate, do you know what? Looking at your stuff lately with the barbell, I'm getting a lot of inspiration from what you're doing because you did an overhead squat today of 100 kilos. Yeah, that was impressive, man. That was impressive. The only reason you say in your video he didn't have 2.5 plates, so you went from 90 straight up to the 100. And I was thinking that's when he didn't have the plates because he probably wouldn't attempt that. Do you know what I mean? So that was meant.
I would have just gone 195.
Yeah. So yeah, mate, you're doing some good stuff. So I tip my hat to you, buddy. There's loads of people there's so many people that are doing some fantastic stuff. Like Chibe is always constantly he's class. He's a lovely lad. He's always at it every day. I think he did 1,050 dips today. I didn't watch the video yet, but it's always mad stuff. See, I like that. I like mad stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's good. Tell you, I seen a video by Matty Smithereens there a couple of days ago.
Okay. Matty Smithereens,
Yeah, it's 100 triple Navy SEALs, right?
Saw that.
See that? Yeah, 11 o'clock at night, out the side of his house. Pitch dark, and there he is on his own. Everybody's in bed. There's no light on anywhere, and he's knocking out 100 triple Navy SEAls. And I thought, nice one. So yeah, that caught my eye. He's doing some good stuff, that lad.
Nice.
He's doing some good stuff.
He is,
So salute to him.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I wrote down a few names if I can find them.
Go for it. Yeah, please. Share those names.
Yeah, hold on. Just sometimes when you're trying to think, it doesn't come to you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, I got it. This guy caught my eye as well. Grit burpees theory.
Yep, I know. I've seen Grit. Yep.
That guy is doing some serious stuff. He opened his channel with 500 burpees every day for a month.
Yeah, right.
That's how he opened his channel.
Yeah.
Right? That's impressive.
Yeah, 100%.
He's
got some cool places where he trains too, that sort of underground car park area and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he trains in other places too. I only subscribed to him there today, actually. I know he's Dutch. He's a fellow Dutchman as well. So yeah, and he has a clock. I think it goes off every 6 seconds. He's up and down with a burpee, and he's very, very fast through the burpee. The down position back up is very, very fast. So he caught my eye. That's for sure.
Grits, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
awesome.
did. And I tell you, I'll give a shout out to I am 326
326, yeah.
Ricky. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great
he
guy.
says himself he doesn't put burpee videos up. He puts the odd one up from some
Yeah.
stock room somewhere in the UK
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's got cardboard down for the sound effect.
Cardboard,
So when
yeah.
his chest hits the cardboard, it's like you're listening to maybe a rap song or something when he goes up and down. You know what I mean? So that's funny. I like he's good. I like Ricky. I mean, he does the odd burpee little kind of a jest video, but he's putting some really good content out as regards of, especially for guys, the way people think and all the shit that
Yeah.
goes around in your head and tapping into your thought processes and your thought patterns. I've watched a few of his videos and they're very insightful, very, very insightful. You can go on YouTube and you can look at guys that are trained in that have letters after the name, and you wouldn't pick up as much information off them as you do off Ricky and some of his videos when he's talking about all the different things that go through your head, challenges, like all the doubts, family problems, different problems you have. So I think he does some
Yeah.
really, really good work on his channel. So shout out to him for definitely. Yeah.
Shout out Ricky, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Shawarma is a great guy, really class act.
Yeah.
He's brilliant, mate. He's brilliant at the comments. His comments are class. And he's chasing his numbers. He got 265 there recently on his 6 counts. He's going up slowly but surely. Salute to him as well. And salute to Nick Hardy, who's getting after it, really trying to get
Yeah.
Navy SEALs in. He's up to, I think his best is 112.
Yes, eh?
And he'll get them because you can see the determination to get those SEALs in, man. He's definitely going to get them, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
AKA excessive.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
originally excessive. Yeah, he must have got tired of the name for some reason. I don't know what happened.
I think it was a cool name, but it's
Yeah,
also
totally
cool
right.
to see he's going back. Yeah, always
Yeah,
using
totally
his
right.
name. So yeah.
Yeah, and Rob, Body by Burpees. I mean,
Yeah.
what do I say? It's not you. Don't need to say nothing there. Every day of the week, just hammer and tongs going after it. 60, whatever he is, early 60s. Yeah, he's brilliant. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I could keep naming guys that I have admiration for, but we'll be here all night.
Yep.
So I'll just leave it at
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, I 100% understand where you're coming from. It's such a great community, and it's obviously great to have you a part of it. What I wanted to ask you as well is, so are you much of a junk food eater? Do you eat junk food?
Nah.
No, not at all. Are you no sugar?
I know. I think very little sugar. Very little sugar. I don't feel the need for sugar.
Yeah, right.
I tell you what I have where
Yeah.
the sugar comes
I'm
from.
sweet enough. Turkish.
Sorry?
I was quoting something of the movie Snatch.
Oh, Snatch, yeah. Turkish.
Yeah, I'm
Turkish,
sweet enough. Yeah.
I know the film, mate. Yeah. I can tell you a better film than that. Sexy Beast is a better film than that.
Right.
It's a
I
film
haven't
with
seen that.
a guy called Ray Winston. Have you heard of him?
Nah.
It's a British actor.
Right.
It was made I think it was made late 90s. It's about a British bank robber who moves to Spain for the quiet life, but he's called back for one more job, the usual story, but he doesn't want to do it.
Right.
So there's a guy sent over to Spain to bring him back to do the job. And the actor that plays this part is called Ben Kingsley. You know Ben Kingsley, yeah?
Ben Kingsley. Yeah.
Gandhi, yeah?
Yeah.
That was his most famous role. Anyway, he's sent over, but Kingsley is such a good actor, he can play any
He
role
is.
you like. He plays an absolutely lunatic, a madman in this movie, and he portrays it just absolutely. It's my favourite part that he's ever played, and I mean, and it obviously was brilliant in Gandhi, but yeah, it's called Sexy Beast. It's one of my favourite films. So if you get a chance, watch it. You'll love it. It's a brilliant film.
All right. We'll note that one down. Sexy Beast, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that here first.
Yeah. What was
So
you
just-
were asking me something before that? What was it? What were you saying to me?
Yeah. What was I asking you before that? We went on a sidetrack there.
Yeah.
Or I went on a sidetrack. No, you went on a sidetrack.
I did, mate. I did. Blame me. Yeah, it was me. I
yeah.
put my hand up. Yeah. What were you saying? Oh yeah, food-wise, chocolate and all that. Yeah, sugars.
That's
yeah.
right. Sugars.
Sugars,
Yeah. You're not a very limited sugar person.
Yeah. Don't need it.
So what's a
I tell you what I do have. I love Nature's Caramel.
nature's caramel?
Yeah. You know what that
Yeah?
is?
No.
Dates.
Dates.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Medj do
What's your
dates.
cheat? What's a naughty cheat meal for you then?
I don't feel the need for a cheat meal. I tell you what I do like. I like an organic ribeye steak with chips, coleslaw, and a salad, and a bottle of wine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's it, mate. Really. I like my beer at the weekend. Yes, I like a few
Your
bottles.
beer at the weekends?
Yeah, yeah. Czech beer, Belgian beer, German beer. They're my favourites. And I
Right.
like my red wine. I like my dark chocolate, 85%.
85% dark chocolate, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you eat ice cream?
No, I don't have a taste for ice cream.
Ah.
No, not really, pal. What's wrong? You disappointed?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, man, what is it? There's got to be something that you do that's not good.
I smoke
No,
cigars.
but no, that's all good. Eh?
I like a cigar.
You like a cigar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've never tried a cigar,
A
but
Cuban.
no.
Cuban.
Cuban.
Yeah.
Right. What do you like about it?
Oh, just the flavour, just the aroma, just the
Flavor.
smell.
Okay.
Just, I only have a cigar if I'm going out on a long, kind of a long day out with friends or a wedding or maybe a funeral. I'll always have a nice cigar because you can get 4 hours out of a decent cigar, So just
Yeah. Right.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just the aroma. If you get a really good Cuban, they're expensive. It's just the aroma. It's lovely when you're having a few drinks. Just a pull on that cigar. It's just nice. It's lovely. I like it.
Yeah.
Now and again, as I said,
Awesome.
maybe four or five a year. That's it.
Yeah. And are you still training Muay Thai and or BJJ and that sort of stuff as well, Tony? Are you still doing that?
No, I stopped that. I stopped that when
Right.
I was, what age was I? Yeah, about 50, I think it was. Yeah, stopped there doing it then. But I'll
Yeah.
tell you what
Right.
I did do. I started back a few years ago in my gym.
Yeah.
Before I left my gym, I got chatting to this boxing coach there, and we struck up a friendship, and we're actually very good mates now. So I go to the gym, and I hit pads with him, and I spar with him on a regular. I
Nice.
haven't done it in a few months, but I'll be getting back
Yeah.
into that shortly. But yeah, we did that for a couple of years on a regular basis, the last couple of years during lockdown. So I love doing that, especially the sparring because he's an ex-professional boxer, and it's just nice when you land a couple of sneaky shots that he's not expecting. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Hey, and so the goals wise for you, we'll look to wrap this part or this particular session up with you. But goals wise for you, you're wanting to hit, excuse me, the 150 10 count Navy SEALs in 20 minutes. That's one of your goals, right?
Yeah.
And 350. Is that what you're
No,
going for on the
325 on the
six
six
counts?
counts
325.
and 150
325 on the
on
six
the. You
counts.
should know the Busy Dad program. You're slacking there.
No, I thought you had said that you were wanting to go for 350 at one point.
Now,
That was what that was.
Listen, I know my limits, all right? If I get 325, I'm happy, okay? That'll do me. 325.
325. Awesome.
Yeah.
And have you got, obviously, judging by the progress of the six counts to date, and it seems like the six counts would probably are going to come there a lot sooner than the Navy SEALs, but who knows?
Yeah.
Have you got a time frame in mind of when you'd like to hit those that you're specifically working towards? Like, I guess my question is, do you plan out and have you got some sort of plan or whatever approach towards wanting to try to hit those targets
No, because I don't
for you?
I used to, not so much now. I try not to overthink things, my friend. Try not to overthink things, yeah? So there's no
Brilliant.
plan. I go out there every day and I don't do the six counts every day, the seals every day. Maybe I rotate them
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
give it my all, and it's working because that's what I've always done. Try not to overthink
Yeah.
it, not over strategize it. We all have our own way. I
Yeah.
go out and I count from one. I tried the Busy Dad's 24 down. I thought it was a good approach. I lost my way a few times in the counting, and then I went
Yeah.
back to just counting from one all the way up.
One.
Even though it's quite daunting in your head, because with the six counts you get to 100, and you're feeling it, and you're thinking, your brain is saying, "What are you doing, man? You've got to get at
200.
least another 200, and you want to get over that. Behave yourself, sit down and relax." That's what your brain is saying. Yeah. But
Yeah.
and you've got all these things coming in, especially when you're only on the 100, 110. But what I've trained my mind now that when I get to 150 on them, straight away I start to feel a little bit easier because I've told myself as I'm doing them, that's great. You've already passed the halfway mark. Now you're on the home straight.
Yeah.
Even though you've still got 150 or more to go, it keeps me
Yeah.
ticking over. When I get to 200, yeah, nice one. You've only got 100 left now, and then you're going to knock out a few after the 300. So that gets me through the 300, the 300, because it is hard when you're counting one at a time. You only get to 90, and it does go through your head. You haven't even hit 100 yet, and you've got to get three. You're looking for 318 or 320. It does make it tricky, but it's working for me.
Yeah.
I'm strong enough to kind of overcome that and just keep going. So I don't have a plan on them. I just go out, I do them. I look at the clock as I go through that. When I hit 100, I look down at my stopwatch, and that'll give me an idea where I am. And at the moment, at 100, I'm kind of stopwatch. I'm hitting around 5 minutes 30 for 100. So if I can hit that 5:30, I know I'm on track. And then I look back at when I get to 150, and I like to be about 9 minutes 30 at 150 before 10 minutes. Then I know I'm good, I'm on track. So that's what I do. And then I only look back down again when it gets to 300 to see how much time I have left to get those extra reps in. Normally it's about a minute.
Awesome.
It's about a minute, to get that extra 18, 20 in, which is hard when you're already done 300.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's where I do the
brilliant.
6 counts. And with the SEALs, I just do the EMOM format. 7
Yeah,
to 6,
I noticed
7 to
that.
6, and I'm just going to try and get more 7s in that to try and build the numbers up. Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant, man. Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate you going through and explaining that, because that helps break it down a little bit more detail. I'm always curious to know what's going through people's heads and what's happening at the time when they're doing a particular session. And you've just broken that down really nicely, I think, for not only myself, but for other people as we look at your videos going forward and continue to just sort of get a bit of an idea. You give some good tactics, and, well, I don't know if you call them tactics, but it gives a good approach towards, I like to gauge where I'm at after the first 100, see where I'm at, and like to be at this certain point at a certain time. By the time I get to 150, then I don't look at it again till I hit the 300. Oh, sorry, 200 or wherever it is, and 300, and then try to get those last few extra reps. And that's cool. I like
But
that.
that's what helps me, because when I look down at 100, if I'm ahead, that gives me the drive to keep that position of being ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
If the coin is flipped and if I'm behind, well, then I'll say, okay, you better speed up a little bit. So either way, it gets me determined to either speed up a bit or keep that pace. Now you're ahead of the game. Don't slack on the pace. So I just adjust as I go through it. Wherever the time is, I adjust. That's what I do. When I get to 150, it's the same approach. Do I need to speed up a little bit, or am I okay to hold this pace because I'm ahead of the game, so to speak? You know what I mean? That's the way that gets me through it. That does help me. That's the way I work it anyway. Everybody's got their own strategy. I know Matt, Busy Dad, he likes to bring up different strategies and stuff, and that works for him. Fantastic. So we all do what works for ourselves, and this is working for me so far. I don't like to try and bring too much different distractions outside. That's why I just count from 1 to 300 and do it the way I'm doing it. And I find that for me, that's working for me. So
that works for you. Brilliant. Awesome, man. Well, Tony, Mr. Still in the Game, I've really, really enjoyed my time with you today, my friend. Thank you very much. I know it's evening there for you right now, eh? On a Thursday evening for you, Friday morning for me here.
Now, 10 to 10.
10 to 10, mate. I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing and being so open with the things, speaking about your family, speaking about what you do for work, the things that you've been able to do, your children. And I know we didn't speak about in a lot of detail with the grandchildren, but Logan and Skylar, I think you mentioned were their names.
Absolutely, yeah. Beautiful kids,
So
beautiful kids.
Beautiful that you're able to mention them, and just want to acknowledge you and thank you for the content and the example that you set within this community, mate. I don't know if you realize how much of an impact that you are actually having on not only myself, people like myself, but others within this community who come along and see your work. And I know that there's still a whole bunch that haven't seen it yet. So as we slowly and do our bit, and through this podcast do our bit to share people's experiences like yours, as well as allowing people to get to know you a little bit more. The mindset, you seem like a very straight shooter, very determined and focused in what it is that you want to do, and you don't like to mess about. And I can see why, and having this interaction with you, I can understand why you're more aligned to the Charles Bronsons and those sorts of things in terms of your personality and that sort of stuff. Yeah. So mate, just want to thank you and encourage you to, or ask you to continue to do what you do and put that out there, because it is a huge inspiration and a great help for many people out there. And I know people are going to take some great thoughts and content from the messages that you've shared today, mate. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, no, listen, mate, really appreciate you inviting me on. As I said, this podcast, well, it's my first podcast, and YouTube is quite new. So it's a learning curve, and it's taken me out of my comfort zone, which I always try to do. I always try to test. You're down here for a short amount of time. You can watch TV, watch Netflix, eat boxes of chocolates every day of the week if you want. Then you're dead and you wasted your whole life. You get busy. You test yourself every day, whether it's training, whether it's me being on this podcast or putting videos up. Because each day you're layering extra skill onto this body, and as well as that, you're becoming a better person. You know, what did I hear recently? Create the man you admire and give him to the world.
Oh, that's beautiful, powerful.
When you think about that, create the man that you admire. I've loads of people that I admire, and I take little bits from them people, and I try to instill that in myself, and just keep adding layers on, just to get better and better all the time. Because that's what excites me. My kids are the same. My wife is like, she knows what I'm like. She just lets me do my own thing, because it's like you can't hold me down. But she's unreal. She's an amazing cook, that woman is. I'm a lucky bloke, put it that way. I'm a lucky guy, very lucky guy, and I appreciate everything around me. And I'm just, as I said to you, I'm just creating the man that I admire, and I'm putting myself out there. It's as simple as that. And you are never finished doing that all the way through life. There's loads of stuff you can learn all the way to your deathbed. You'll never finish learning. So I just crave all of that. That's what keeps me excited, keeps me going. And if people and they seem to be, I'm getting some fantastic feedback, and it kind of makes me, I'm surprised, to be honest with you, because I'm quite a lone wolf. I've always done my own thing. I have a couple of close friends. It's a small network. That's the way I like it. I don't really tell people much about myself. It's not my nature. That's why even on my videos, only recently they found out that I lived in Dublin. It's just not my nature. Do you know what I mean? But it's just, I appreciate all the positive feedback, all the comments, all the just everybody just interacted with me and saying to me that they like my stuff, and they appreciate the effort I put into my videos. I put it in to make me better, and also I put it in to maybe help somebody, look at me and thinking, okay, if he can do it at 57, well, why can't I do it? It's never too late to 100%. Become a machine. It's never too late to be in the best shape of your life. Simple as that. So that's it, mate. I'll shut up now because we've gone over the hour, so that's it. Okay, and thanks for inviting me on, mate. Really appreciate it. And just to throw back to you, your podcast, your videos you're putting up all the time. I don't know where you find the time, to be honest with you, because you have a full-time job, I'm sure. You got a family as well, so you're a bit of a machine yourself, buddy. So you inspire me from what you do, and especially the stuff you're doing lately with the barbell. I've just purchased some new weights, which I'll be receiving next week, and I'll be doing all my weights out my garden. Because I missed the weights, to be honest with you. You've got me thinking, get back into the weights again, and incorporate all the body weight stuff. So I'm just waiting for them to be delivered. I bought 150 kilograms worth of weights with the Olympic bar. I've got a new bench coming. I've got a squat stand coming as well, and I'll be out there in the summer just getting stuck in as well. So looking forward to that.
That is awesome. I look forward to seeing all of that as well,
Yeah.
man. Just Tony, you are incredible, mate. I've really enjoyed this time and look forward to connecting with you again down the track, mate. I think your messages, your words are certainly going to resonate and connect with a whole bunch of people out there. And mate, just really want to thank you again for opening yourself up a little bit for us and allowing us a bit of a glimpse into who you are and your family and all that sort of stuff and your mindset around training. Very much appreciated, mate. Wish you and your family all the very best, and we'll connect with you again, whether it's through comments or get you back on the podcast down the track.
Absolutely, my friend, and thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. You're a gentleman. Thank you.